in this series on how I record, edit, and mix my own personal audiobooks. Before I get started with this amazing set of video tutorials, I'd like to answer just a few questions about audiobooks, such as, what are audiobooks? Why should you record an audiobook? How do you record audiobooks? And other great questions. Come on, let's get started. First, what is an audiobook? Well, according to my personal definition, an audiobook is an audio recording of a book or other written work that is consumed with your ears and not your eyes. Kind of makes sense, right? How do you listen to audiobooks? Well, you could listen to audiobooks on your cell phone, which is how most people listen to audiobooks these days, on your tablet or notepad, on your laptop or other computer, and on your car stereo, either via a Bluetooth connection from your phone to the car stereo, or on, let's say, Sirius XM radio and channels that carry audiobooks. Now, who listens to audiobooks? People who would rather have a book read to them because they just like it, or reading can be tiring after a while. Listening to an audiobook is like listening to someone talk to you. That's pretty easy, and you can take in a lot more information by listening than you can by reading, because you get tired, or your eyes start to hurt, or you skip over words, missing some of them when you read for long periods at a time. People who can't read a book because they're driving, or they're working, or their hands are busy, but they have the ability to listen to someone read a book to them through their headphones. I had a friend once who cleaned pools all day, and she told me that she liked listening to my audiobooks because she can't read a book when she's working. Her hands are busy cleaning the pool, but she can listen with headphones. Another friend of mine told me that she listened to one of my relationship audiobooks while driving across the country. Cool. People who want to gain information and knowledge quickly by listening to your audiobook at high speed, 1.25 or 1.5 or even double the speed to which it was actually recorded. So imagine, most people have an average reading speed. Well, we can take in information much more quickly by listening to it when the person is actually speaking a lot faster like this, and you get the information a lot faster into your head, and before you know it, you've burned through a whole paragraph or a whole chapter in a few minutes. Because quite simply, you just sped up the speed of the audiobook that you were listening to so you can take in the information much faster. Okay, I think you get what I'm talking about. Also, people who want to be entertained by the author reading his or her own book, or hired a professional voiceover actor or actors to read the book with more emphasis, entertainment qualities, and style. That's pretty cool. Among other reasons, but those are some good ones, I think. Right? You bet. Now, where do you go to find audiobooks to listen to? Well, there are dozens of places, all online, some larger than others, offering more titles. Some maybe have niche titles, for that particular industry, genre, category. But for the most part, you can find audiobooks at Audible, which is owned by Amazon, Audiobooks.com, Audiobookstore.com, Scribd.com, ChirpAudiobooks.com, Barnes & Noble, Overdrive, Hoopla, Baker & Taylor, Spotify, Apple iTunes audiobooks, Google Play audiobooks, Walmart audiobooks. I did not know Walmart offered audiobooks. Wow. And YouTube. YouTube is big for audiobooks, and you can listen to those audiobooks pretty much for free. You can find a huge collection of audiobooks on YouTube. And I'll talk about YouTube later with regards to even my own audiobooks that I chose to put up on YouTube instead of placing them on Audible, Amazon.com, or going through another kind of service that distributes your audio to different platforms online. So there's a lot of places where you can promote your audiobook. In fact, check this out. Why should you record an audiobook? Well, reason number one, not everyone likes to read books. They'd rather listen to them. So you need to record your book or your ebook if you want to reach those non-readers. Reason number two, you'll reach more people who don't read paperback print books or ebooks, so record an audiobook and gain those would-be readers. What's more, when you turn your print book or your ebook into an audiobook, you can promote it on dozens of websites for sale. or, give away portions of your audiobook away for free to entice people to buy your audiobook. On those websites, you can reach thousands, if not millions, of potential people just kind of waiting to hear the next new title that comes across their recommended list. Might be yours. Pretty cool. Reason number 3. It costs less than $100 to buy the audio recording equipment and the software to get started recording your audiobook. That's nothing. It sure beats paying for studio time, which you don't need, and I highly recommend you do not go into a professional studio to record your audiobook. I've recorded thousands of hours worth of studio quality audio at home, and the quality of audio I record rivals any studio. You gotta love it. I do. And lastly, reason number 4, I'll teach you for free how to record audiobooks right here on YouTube. Just watch my video tutorials. I've been recording audio for like 20 years, and I think I do it quite well. Actually, so many people have told me, Bart, your audio, it's so clean, clear, crisp. You've got a great voice for audio. Have you thought of going into radio? So, what have you got to lose by me teaching you everything I know about recording audiobooks? Nothing. So, what's the recording process like to record audiobooks? Well, number 1, open up your book or your eBook, but do it in the computer. Don't open up the book in your hand and flip the pages and make noise with whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. No. Open the book in your computer digitally. I'll talk about that later. Number 2, open the recording software and set up a new recording window that you'll record parts of the book. Test your microphone. Testing. Hey, how do I sound? Number 4, start recording parts of the book. Don't record the whole thing at once. Don't record it in one long audio. No. Record it by section, chapter, part. So it's easy to record and it's also easy to edit and then move on to the next part. Just like in the old days, CDs, which, you would click next, and it would skip to the next track. So when you do your audiobook, it's great to be able to skip to the next track or chapter, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So, good stuff. Number 5, stop to edit your audio. After you record one chapter, let's say it took you 10 minutes, maybe 15 or 30, you're tired. You need to give your vocal cords a break. And while you are silent, not talking, you're giving them a rest and you're editing your audio. That's great. When you're done editing the audio, which will take about the same time it took you to record the audio sometimes, then you're refreshed and you're ready to go record the next part. Number 6, record another audio part. I just said that. And you're going to record the second chapter, the third chapter, the fourth chapter. And picture recording, and I'm just talking out loud, recording one chapter a day or 2 a day. Don't record anymore. You don't want to record late at night because at the end of the day, your vocal cords have been used all day. Your voice is going to sound tired. No. Best to record in the morning or in the afternoon or even the early evening. That's not a problem. Or depending on your sleep schedule too. So, Number 7, stop and edit what you just recorded. Again, you recorded a second part 2 or chapter 2. It's time to edit that because you know what? That material is fresh in your mind. You just read it. I remember that mistake. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I'm glad I came back to it. And that's fresh in your mind. You kind of don't want to record all 10 chapters and then start back at number 1, editing chapter 1. Because you'll have so many mistakes in the chapter 1 through 10 that it's best to capture them when you just recorded them. So edit what you just recorded. And then number 8, repeat these steps until you're done. That's what I do. And hey, I hope it works for you too. We're going to get into all of this in this video tutorial series on how to record audiobooks. Good stuff to come. Now, what do you need to record an audiobook? Well, you will need a book or ebook to record, preferably yours, right? Or maybe you're going to record someone else's because you've been told you've got a really good voice, but you don't know how to record audiobooks. Hey, that's okay. You're in the right place. I'm here to teach you. The audio recording equipment, which I'll tell you what to buy for low cost, totally affordable, and which includes a studio quality condenser microphone like mine that I use, that I'm speaking into right now actually, and a microphone boom stand, optional, but I recommend it, to hold your mic in place so you don't have to hold it and yet it sits comfortably right in front of you. And not on your desk, like a desk mount tripod, which could cause problems in your recording if you ever hit your desk or bump it. There's going to be a little thud in your audio, and you may not pick it up when you go back and edit your audio. So I'll show you about that. The audio recording software. I'll show you what I've been using for 20 years. SoundForge Audio Studio. Now it's for the PC only. And I'll talk about other options for the Mac, etc. coming up soon. But I'll show you the software I use and I prefer to use, not just for recording, but for editing. Editing is going to be your biggest job. And I love SoundForge Audio Studio because of the editing potential that it offers. So good. Right in your face. None of these other, well, I'll get into that later. The space to record and edit your audiobooks that you'll need too. You'll need some kind of place that's totally quiet and with no sounds or echoing, which would be picked up by your mic. For some, a walk-in closet suits their needs pretty perfectly. We'll talk about that in an upcoming video. The time to record and edit your audiobook recordings. You're going to need a few hours at a time to record and edit any book of any length. So, do you have that kind of time to set aside? You could just start recording and see how it goes. Sometimes the best way to find out is just to jump in the pool, find out what the temperature's like. Just jump on in. Let's try it out. And then you'll get a feel for how much you get recorded in a certain period of time, and you'll be able to make adjustments or shift your recording time to different periods of the night, on the weekend, in the morning, etc. You'll also need the knowledge to record and edit and possibly mix your audiobook recordings. You're going to need to learn how to record and edit your audio recordings perfectly so your audiobook sounds like it was recorded by a professional. Don't worry, I'll teach you exactly how I do it. The experience recording audio for hours to improve. Basically, time in the saddle, recording audio. Nothing helps you record better audio than you just practicing your audio recording skills for hours and hours on end, days, weeks, months, etc. Really, the more you record, the better you'll get. Listen to my voice. Can you tell I've probably been recording audio for a long time? Exactly. Don't worry though. There's no better time to get started learning and practicing how to record audio than right now and with me as your audio recording coach. Plus, you can learn to record great audio even better with my personal audio recording tips and techniques, which I'm going to share with you. All of that coming up. Now, how do you get started recording audiobooks? It's simple. All you got to do is proceed to the next video tutorial in this series on how to record audiobooks like I do. Buckle up. I'm about to teach you a lot about recording audiobooks. And without any further ado, why don't we continue to the next video tutorial in this series on how I record, edit, and mix my own audiobooks. Come on, let's get started.